Although European Union for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Josep Borrell, said that the European Union had no plans of introducing a collective ban on Russian oil supplies, since several European Union members threatened to veto this initiative. The energy market did not react to these statements. In fact, all quotes continue to stand still. It seems to be out and out, as fears of real energy shortages have somewhat eased. And notably, they contributed to a rise in the oil prices. In addition, the epidemiological situation in China continues to deteriorate, which is likely to lead to a significant drop in oil demand. Thus, the energy market is supposed to decline rather than keep moving sideways. Probably market participants have not yet fully moved over the statement of Josep Borrell. This is quite possible. Moreover, the actions of policymakers have contradicted the words lately. Against this background, investors appear to have decided not to take risks and wait for a new package of sanctions, which is expected to be adopted in the near future. Now let's take a look at the trading chart. After approaching the level of 110, Brent crude oil futures slowed down the upward move, which resulted in a slight stagnation. In fact, there is an accumulation process which may turn into a rally in the market. Thus, the volume of long positions will increase if the price consolidates above the 110 mark. Short positions will be relevant if the price fixes below 106.50. Meanwhile, gold did not return to its previous range, but stayed firm around the level of $1,950 per ounce, slightly above the upper boundary of the 1,920 and $1,940 channel, in which it spent nearly a month. This is probably due to ongoing uncertainty about global economic growth prospects. Moreover, investors' concerns were fueled by yesterday's decision by the United States to ban Russian-affiliated ships from its ports. This fact threatens to exacerbate supply chain delays. At the same time, it's too difficult to measure its possible impact. In this situation, safe haven assets, including gold, have every chance of gaining value. However, while there is no clarity on the scale of the consequences, market players will hardly take risks. The dollar-ruble pair continues to trade downwards despite extremely oversold conditions. In this situation, short positions are seen as a temporary solution, since the slightest change in information context is expected to lead to a full-fledged correction and bullish run. Interestingly, despite the absence of statements by the European Union and the United States on their intention to tighten sanctions, the ruble's gains are rather weak. This indicates that its upside potential has been exhausted, at least for now. Moreover, its regular advance above the 80 mark points to the need for a local correction. In other words, the US dollar may well rise above 80 rubles in the near future. And that's all for now. We continue to learn developments on financial markets. Subscribe to our channel and follow with us and trade with a profit. See you soon.